This is Weekend Report from your #1 television station, the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Ilorin. I am Tijani Achara. Let's take a look at the news highlights tonight. Kwara police confirm arrest of a man over alleged culpable homicide in Ilorin. EFCC invites victims of CBEX fraud to assist ongoing probe. Appraisal of President Tinubu, 2 years in office, and his mid-term scorecard will be the focus of our discussion tonight. Plus updates from the world of entertainment and sport. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Kwara State Police Command has confirmed the arrest of one Mr. Sylvester Enemo, 29, over an alleged culpable homicide incident at Temidire community in Ilorin. The arrest, according to statements signed by the command's public relations officer, SP Adetong Ejiria Adeyemi, was sequel to a complaint of suspected foul play within the residence of one Mr. Ekene Enemo by residents of Temidire. Following a swift police response and visit to the crime scene, the statement said a dismembered body of Mrs. Esther Enemo, aged 39, was discovered in the bush behind our residence, and further search led to the recovery of other parts concealed in a sack and dumped beneath a nearby community bridge. However, as suspect, one Mr. Sylvester Enemo, a younger brother to the victim's husband, who was seen leaving the house a few minutes before the incident, has been arrested in connection with the crime. The deceased husband, Mr. Ekene Enemo, has also been contacted for necessary clarification, while remains of the victim have been evacuated and deposited at the University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital morgue for autopsy. The Commissioner of Police, Kwara State Command, CPO Joe Adekimi, has ordered a full-scale investigation into the matter, assuring that the command will leave no stone unturned in ensuring that justice is served. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is inviting victims of the fraudulent cryptocurrency trading platform Crypto Bridge Exchange, CBEX, to report to its Ibadan and Lagos Zonal Directorate for further investigations. This was contained in a statement released by its head of media and publicity, Dele Oyewale, in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Oyewale said the EFCC is currently prosecuting 3 suspects, namely Adefowora Olanipekun, Otorudo Avuerosuo, and Eherem Chukwebuka, over their alleged involvement in this scam. The commission explained that CBEX lured unsuspecting Nigerians into investing their funds with the promise of unrealistic returns, resulting in serious financial losses for many. In view of the foregoing and the need to assist the Commission in its ongoing investigation, the EFCC is inviting victims who invested their funds through individuals linked to the CBEX offices in Ibadan and Idimu, Lagos, to report to its Ibadan Zonal Directorate and Lagos Zonal Directorate 2. The statement added. To what will form the background report tonight, the first half of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration has received a pass mark from Nigerians who commended his leadership styles of focusing on infrastructure and improving the economy. Speakers at a program organized by the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation Ilorin Center passed a vote of confidence on the president, whom they described as a game changer. The report.
The midterm report themed Tinubu Administration's Midterm Report by Mohammed Idris was organized by the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation across the country to keep Nigerians abreast of the achievements of the Nigerian leader, especially in the last 2 years as the president. The guest speaker, a public affairs analyst, Abdulateef Isuwu, is convinced by the impact of the president in the area of economic emancipation, agricultural development, and fight against insecurity.
The president is injecting money. He's just injected about 250 billion naira into the primary health care in the country. So we have to start tasking our governors by visiting primary health care centers in the country to ensure that this money is adequately utilized.
What the Ministry of Information and National Orientation, what they did today is to create awareness, let people know what is being done at the state and at the federal level.
President Ahmed Bola Tinubu has demonstrated strong leadership and commitment to transforming Kwara State through targeted investments in infrastructure, agric and economic empowerment. These efforts reflect a clear vision for inclusive growth and national renewal.
There were goodwill messages by the participants and questions and answers on other critical areas of the economy.
Following that, residents of Ilorin are appealing to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to further find solutions to the economic hardship in the country so that the citizens can enjoy good living conditions. They made this plea when officials of the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation took a sensitization campaign to market men and women at the Kulende markets in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. Ahmed Fulani completes the report.
2 years after he came into office as the president of Nigeria, Nigerians are already appraising the performance of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, especially in terms of economic improvement. The head of center and some staff of the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation went on sensitization campaign to Kulende market in Ilorin and got feedbacks from both the buyers and sellers on the performance of the government. They explained to the residents some of the policies of the president which are already yielding positive results, asking them to trust more as he continues to fix the country.
My advice to Nigerians and market women is to support the present Tinubu-led administration in the effort to revitalize the nation economy. And we believe that the man called President Tinubu is able and capable. We've known him right when he was Lagos State Governor, and we believe in him, and we know that sooner or later he's going to take Nigeria to a promised land.
Some residents of Ilorin praised President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for a job well done, but wanted him to do more to better the lot of Nigerians.
There are a number of things that needed to be improved upon, because the pain on the side of the economic situation of the country is not palatable. We employ the government and its cabinet to ensure that there's a relief for the people, to ensure that the benefits of a democracy cut across the entire population.
Price of things in the market, fuel, foodstuff, transportation, everything are really high. If he can just help us to reduce everything for us, to make Nigeria better for us, so that we Nigerians won't be going to other countries to think that place is more better than Nigeria.
About Tinubu, on ṣiṣẹ́, but ṣe mọ̀ pé nǹkan ti ṣe, but díẹ̀díẹ̀.
President Tinubu is trying his best, and since he came into office, insecurity has reduced, but we want him to do more to improve the economy.
The Midterm Appraiser is a program of the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation that took place across the country simultaneously. Ahmed Fulani, NTA News.
The voice of the people. Welcome to the discussion segment of Weekend Report from NTA Ilorin. Tonight we're looking at President Tinubu administration's midterm appraisal, and we have with us tonight Kwara State Director of NOAA, Abdul Ghani Dari. Thanks for honoring our call, sir.
Thank you, the presenter.
All right.
I'm glad to be here.
We are glad to have you join us. President Tinubu's tenure is halfway gone, and the Federal Ministry of Information recently rolled out his midterm scorecard. Would you say Nigeria's economy has fared well in the last 2 years or more?
Thank you. Once again, I want to say good evening to our teaming listeners at home. The present administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not been, cannot be rated as doing bad with the indices of his achievement within these 2 years. But then, like a person in the orientation aspect of our society, we can just adjudge that we cannot make a complete overruling of this activity. But then, for us, we can just reappraise. Just 2 years, fine, just meet term score, and all its activities so far so good on the Renew Hope agenda has been flowing reasonably. But many of us are not so sensitized or aware of this development project. Economically, Nigeria is not doing badly, because it has, within the inception of this administration, been able to settle some of our foreign loan that has paid heavily on the development of this nation. And you recall that in his economic reform, he has paid over 10 billion naira foreign exchange liabilities that has been on ground. And over the time, within this short while too, he has settled over 50 billion foreign direct embark on 50 billion foreign direct investment for the country. And you see, still on this start to this economy reformation, he is presently in Japan. He's in Japan to attend international development conference for African nation. So, and all he has been doing is just to try to get across to all these foreign investors, particularly the government of Japan, for them to come and see the reason why they should come to Nigeria to reinvest their activity. That's not alone. Economically, in the country as well, we will know of the new tax reform bill that has been accepted to. So with the 20 over 5 or 15 indices highlighted, the new reform that should be covered, you see that the tax is a progressive situation and a progressive one for all the citizens of this country. And we will see that it's a renewed kind of a situation from the former narration of our analog system of tax collection. So, and this tax will be judiciously utilized, and it will try to erode some of the hiccups bedeviling the former system of tax collection in our country, like now the issue of double taxation, tax evasion, and many other lacuna embedded in that system. This one will be digitalized, and it will capture all and sundry. You know, there's nowhere to run to. The more you have, the more you pay, and the less you earn, then the less you pay. That's the instance, and the one important thing we should know. Unlike our world, our other people or colleagues in the country will say that it's being draconian. No. When it comes to full implementation by January next year, 2026, we'll see that the government is doing well.
Thank you. Now let's go to other sector. What is your view on federal government's investments in agriculture so far and its impact on food security? Because two people, when we talk about economy, what is closer to them is what they eat, what they consume. That's the understanding of economy to people. But here, the government's investments in agriculture so far, what is your view on it and the impact on the food security?
Agriculture in Nigeria and food security. The present administration has committed a lot of interest and investment into it. Is it the purchase of tractors that the federal government embarked on and distributed to all local government, about 4,000 tractors nationwide, distributed to all local government area of the country? And at the same time, we have this loan empowerment scheme for farmers. When we say farmers, we mean the genuine and real farmers, not like unto us that we
political
farmer. That's it. So, and he has put in a manner and system that will make the system work, so that we will eliminate all those anomalies, already associated with our lifestyle. This is no business as usual again. It is no more business as usual. So with this commitment, the supply of our fertilizer to farmers, and now there are new openings now. You see many other partners coming up in the agricultural world. If we that will shift our attention completely from the normal agronomy or the farming of potato, farming of rice alone. The rice farmers have gotten a support from the federal government, and now we want to see the intervention, the federal government intervention, the one back intervention, and even the state that we are now, state of harmony, under the leadership of our governor, the first and the chairman of all governors forum in the country, for bringing ideas through L-Press under the Ministry of Livestock Development. L-Press is doing a human job now. Apart from you going to farm, cultivating land and other things, the L-Press is trying to divert our attention that there are other farming area that you can go into, livestock farming, keeping animal husbandry, and they have been doing strategical study at least to see that there is a level playing ground for all interested farmers and in the country.
I heard of sub-C, special agro-industrial processing zone, also is part of the initiative of the Kwara State government to ensure that agricultural...
Yes, and it is in complement with the federal government support and our big brothers, the UNICEF and the World Bank, the World Bank, so to say. Then agriculturally, you see that in few time, Nigeria will flourish very well. Though there may be some setback, and that's why we are trying to...
For the economy, you projected 2026. The agriculture, you said very soon.
Very soon, we are in the farming season now.
All right.
And all farmers attached to various frame of farming who are already engaged.
All right.
If you are very versatile with some of this activity and government action, that is why in NUA we always have a weekly publication now, the explainer, that explains various government intervention and activity at least to salvage the life and cushion the fate of people suffering in the country.
Mr. Olurotimi, I want us to look at infrastructure. It's one of the things that is not hidden from the site. Even a blind man can see if you go to walk on or drive across, on the street of Abuja and across the Federation. So let's take a look at infrastructure. How would you score the president's administration in the area of the development, infrastructural developments?
For our teaming listeners, as far as MOA has been doing a human job trying to disseminate government information, programs and policy, infrastructurally, I want to make it a kind of a compass study. Now, infrastructure, we can talk of health institutions and other things. Then infrastructure, we can talk of development nationwide, and this development will go into road construction and reintroduction of certain government structures and institutions to support the people for our good living in the society. But now I will come on road. Road has been one major attention of the present administration, and so far so good. The federal government has constructed over 440 still ongoing 440 road nationwide.
Okay,
you can go to our information website and you can go into Google and see. Presently we have some ongoing, but so far all 444 road connectivity, and you can see the metro line for creation from Lagos that will run to Calabar. He has really invested in road networking, and see some states like Lagos that still have the support of the federal government and the wherewithal on ground. We have the blue line that has been established just to short you communal shortly, like Offa to Ilorin, Jeba to Ilorin. You easily take your train and you go, and it's working, prototype and fast running. So it is just reacting to that wider gauge rail system. So we hope as soon as that some areas too will benefit from this road infrastructure. They are still on rail again. We not believe, but people that are closer there will know. From Itape to some houses in the east, Benin and the likes, we have a train, local train plying those areas. So people will go from local there, get this plane at Itape, and they will go Port Harcourt and the likes. Then we have the Kaduna Abuja train. So you can see more improvement in this system, at least to make movement of our goods and services, and even we as human beings very easy and comfortable for us in the country.
Let's quickly explore education. Nigeria Education Loan Fund is one of the major initiatives to promote human capital development. Would you say the student loan program is achieving the desired result?
Student loan that is Christian Loan Fund has provided a lot of opportunity for our teeming youth and students in tertiary institution. And then the system, by its implementation, it has decided to give away all loopholes for hitches that will come into the system. Just some few months ago, we were mandated nationwide as National Orientation Agency to interface with these students, to meet the various school authorities to the level of the vice chancellor, to see whether some allegation that has been coming up by some institution shortchanging their students and try not to make them to be exposed or have access to benefit to this no-fund loan. And then we did our intensive research and investigation, and all this comprehensive intelligence gathering, we are sent to our national headquarters, and by now I know some of them have been addressed. They were called to the Federal Capital Territory by the Minister of Education, and all those gray areas were streamlined. And presently about 300,000 students are currently on NEL fund.
Thank you.
Then we'll talk of other government empowerment programs too, like the presidential empowerment program for almost 900,000 Nigerians across.
All right, let's look into security. That remains a panacea to any form of development. Of course, security. Has this government done enough in fighting insecurity in the country? It feels like sometimes they were beaten to a corner, but now rearing its ugly head again. So what is your view on that?
Security is certainly everybody's business. Then the government, as the provider and the apex organ of government in the country, have been doing a lot. Then there is little we can say on here now. I'm not a security expert, okay, but a mobilizer that engages with the populace. So we too have our own responsibility in our agency, because security, when you want to fight security, we have the kinetic and non-kinetic area or approaches you can adopt. So the military or other security agencies there, they have that kinetic strategy to adopt, but we as a civilian or a mobilizer, we adopt the best weapon for us, the non-kinetic. That non-kinetic is part of what we are saying now, that they always will continue to let people know that when you see strange thing around your environment, make sure you report appropriately to the necessary authority. And that is why we come with that slogan, that if you see something, you say something. So everybody now within your neighborhood, seeing a stranger, try and interrogate that person to know who is he. Then we now call on our landlords, we call on our agents that try and scrutinize the profile of anybody trying to get secure a house from you. So we just secure building or a house from a neighborhood, and they just use it as a kind of camouflage to cover their heinous tendencies.
All right. Going forward, what should Nigerians expect in the second half of this tenure and the roles of the masses in making the country better?
Yes, I just want Nigerians to continue to pray, which is very, very paramount, because you cannot be casting swells on your leaders. By then, you casting swell, abusing them, trying to make fake rumor or spread fake news. It would not help the nation. Let us be focused and remain patriotic, and let us be law abiding.
Let us be law abiding and reasonable. and speak good of your nation. That's the word. It has been a very lovely conversation from Abdulganiyu Dare Olurotimi, Kwara State Director of NOAA. Thank you so very much for honoring our call.
Thank you very much.
It is Weekend Report from NTA Ilorin. We'll go on a short break. And just before we do that, let's continue with the entertainment report. Nollywood actress Bimbo Akintola has taken a swipe at new generation of actresses in the movie industry, saying they are more concerned with their looks than they are about their craft. Mutiat Olushoda takes us from there.
Bimbo Akintola, while comparing the new generation of actresses to the older generation in an interview, described Nollywood icons like Joker Silva and Shola Shobawale as examples of pure, unwavering passion for acting. The 55-year-old actress said that the industry's foundational years were built by actors dedicated to their crafts, despite mega pay, but unfortunately it has now been eclipsed by what she described as a preoccupation with physical appearance. Akintola lamented that the passion is gone, recalling that when she joined the industry, it was passion-driven and all about making an impact despite the meager income. Highlighting the contrast between the icons and the new generation, Akintola decried the shift in priority, which she said has resulted in new actresses becoming fixated on cosmetic procedures. In another development, popular Nigerian actor Gabriel Afolayan is of the opinion that criticism is needed for Nollywood to get better. According to him, both the audience and filmmakers have to come together to critically assess their works. Afolayan, however, praised the sharpness of Nigerian viewers across all backgrounds, saying the taste buds of Nigerians when it comes to different movie genre are very sharp. Mutiat Olushola, NTA News.
Time in history on sports, Mobolaji Johnson Arena, Lagos will play host to a historic international boxing derby titled Chaos in the Ring on Nigeria's Independence Day. The match will be featuring international boxers including former British, Commonwealth and European champion Dan Aziz. Abdulmumin Abdulwakil is our guide.
The event, scheduled for Wednesday, October 1st, in Lagos, Nigeria, will be broadcast live worldwide on DAZN. The game will be headlined by Brandon Glatton vs Rocky Fielding match. It will also feature Richard Comey and Dan Aziz making his first Nigerian debut in front of home fans. The event is expected to be a monumental moment for African boxing and inspire a new generation of young African fighters to chase their dream. In football, Nigeria continues to shine on the global stage as forward Omorin Solaba Bajidi made her debut for Italian champions AS Roma Femina. The 27-year-old stepped onto the pitch for the first time for AS Roma in a Serie A Cup fixtures against Tanana. Babajide finally got her chance in the 75th minute by coming on for Corel to mark her debut in Italian football in a match which ended 4-2 in favor of AS Roma. Abdulmumin Abdulwakil, NTA News.
And that's a wrap from us tonight. Thanks for being there. Good night.
For more news and programs, you can visit our website on www.ntailorin.com.ng. Download the NTA Ilorin app from Google Play Store on your Android devices. You can also watch our news on NTA Ilorin YouTube channel.